Well, it finally happened, y'all. Granddad has passed on the farm to me here in my home state of Missouri. He loved this little bitty farm right here. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that this farm is the biggest, best farm that I could possibly make it. Granddad first moved to this area in the 30s and he never left, guys. He never, ever left, except for now. He's in Florida. I mean, he left so fast that the doors are still open here. So what I'm going to do is get my good old truck out of here, and we're going to get that swather back there out. I've got some wheat that I need to swath first. Then we're going to go and harvest it because it's going to give me a little bit better yield if I do that than if I just run it straight through the harvester. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have never used one of these before. So this is going to be very, very interesting. I think this is the header right here. I think. Yeah, this is it right here. So I've got a couple fields here. Well, actually 3 fields, but this one is kind of considered one field. You just go through the middle right here. But down on the other side back there, we've got another one, and I've got these 2 halves here. So what I got to do is get lined up here and get this thing going. Let's see. Do I want the swath? I mean, I don't really want it there. Let's see if I could like move this thing. Hey, there we go. I figured it out. I got the right button pressed. All right, so now what I need to do is go ahead and turn this thing on, and then I need to go ahead and lower it down. All right, good. I'm ready. Let's go ahead and start making our way around here, getting these headlands knocked out, and then, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back around the other direction maybe, or switch this thing over to the other side, and I'm going to try and double up on these swaths so that whenever I run the harvester over it, it's a little bit easier. You know what? I mean, this is pretty square here. I don't think I need to go ahead and run around the headland. There's not a whole lot of stuff here in the way, so I'm gonna do this. Yeah, this is gonna be fine. This is gonna be absolutely fine. Just run it back and forth. We'll be good. I'm doubling up on the swath here. Yeah, this is how you earn extra yield in wheat. I mean, it's the only crop I've got. I wish I could do this with soybeans too, but it's not going to work. A lot of corn over there. I think that's going to be ready next month, maybe. So I've got time here to learn the equipment a little bit, get some other stuff on the property squared away. I mean, I've got some animals, and I've got this other thing way back in the back down there that I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but Grandpa said that it made a lot of money back there. We'll see. All right, so this side's done, and that doesn't look too bad at all. Now I got to get over here, and this one, I think this one I'm going to need to run a little bit more of a headland around to get it established a little bit better, and then I'll be able to start coming back and doing the back and forth. Now I got to be careful. This thing will get out of control on me. I mean, I found the extra NOS button, I think is what Grandpa called it. So typically this thing's like right around 9 miles an hour, but oh man, could I get this thing up much faster? It's not a thing that everybody knows or even has access to, right? Grandpa was a little bit of a wild mechanic. He did some things that only he could do, and it's not available for everybody. He was very, very secretive and selective on who he shared his secrets with. And as of right now, I mean, there's very, very few that even know that this exists. All right, there is the other half of this field. Now I got to cross over a couple creeks, around the woods, over the. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff I got to go around to get to the other field way back there in the back. I mean, this is gonna be an adventure, guys. This is gonna be an adventure. Let's hope I don't fall off here. There's a very, very narrow section here that I could. Ooh, I made it. All right, that's number 1, but it's very narrow here, and if I get off to the edge too far, I could fall down in these really, really deep creeks here. Let's hope I don't. Okay, we're good. Now it narrows up here. I don't want to hurt the crops. I don't want to hit the trees. Ooh, take it easy. All right, I think we're good. All right, now hopefully the bees don't come out and sting me. I don't think we're gonna make them mad today. You know what I think on this one? I'm going to go ahead and switch which side the swath comes out on, and I'm going to go right. I want to go clockwise on this one. I don't know why. I think it's going to be a little bit easier for me to do. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on here. Fire it up, and let's get going. Now, once again, I'm maybe going to be able to go a little bit faster than I think normally. I mean, the terrain isn't too bad back here, so I should. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, I gotta keep it in check. Keep it in check, man. All right, and then we are gonna be good. So this one is probably gonna take a little bit longer, but I want to get a couple headlands knocked out of the way, and then I'm gonna start going back and forth. And wait, is there more bees up here? So yeah, there is another hive up here, and this one I think he said was the one that's a little bit more aggressive. He said the one in the back is aggressive. I thought that was the one that I passed there, but no, these guys here are really, really aggressive. I don't think there's any more back over there. I've got a whole nother field back there behind these trees. You can see a little bit of a building right there. These guys here, when I first passed them, they were flying around like crazy. And I'm glad that I've got a cabin because I'm pretty sure if this would have been an open cab, they definitely would have got me. And that does not feel good at all. I don't like bee stings. So we're gonna leave those guys over there. We're gonna leave them alone. But I'm just about done here. And I mean, it's crazy to me to think that I grew up coming around on this farm, you know, as a little bitty kid, getting to play in all the straw, getting to play in the crops. I mean, we kind of had like our own little, I don't know, corn play area, right? It was kind of like a playground, but instead of mulch, it was corn, right? And you know, Granddad would every once in a while he would raise pumpkins. He tried to have a pumpkin farm that he wanted to do also, like a pumpkin patch. So I don't know, maybe I could get back into that and maybe set some pumpkins out and set up a little play area for the kids. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do here, but I think having a pumpkin patch eventually is something that I definitely want to do, if nothing else, just for a little bit of the memories. Now I can't believe I missed a little bit here. This is the first little bit that I missed here while I was talking to you guys. So I got to get back to focusing. We're going to get this done. And then I'm going to go switch over and pick up the harvester with a different header on it. Something you guys may not have seen before. Now this does look a little bit interesting. I'm not going to lie. We got the 2588 and the 2015. This here is a swathing header. So I'm going to be able to run over this stuff right here and pick the grain up out of it. And then it's going to dump the straw on the back. Guys, we've got kind of an old piece of equipment right here. I mean, he was slowly trying to upgrade everything, but this thing, I mean, it's solid. It's solid. Trust me. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I've never used one of these before. This is a new process that Granddad developed or somebody told him about, and he started doing it after I kind of went away to school and had a real job. So I've never technically done this before, so let's see how well I do. I mean, this is a train wreck, right? Maybe. All right, so I almost filled up the hopper here with this field. I'm gonna go and get over to the next one and get it full. I'm gonna try and find the grain cart. Oh, it's right there. So we're gonna use that grain cart, and I gotta get a tractor. Huh. All right, man, this is getting a lot more complicated than I remember. All right, so we're gonna use the black mama here. Well, this is actually a black Magnum, but we're gonna use the black mama. That's what he named this thing. And we're gonna hook up to this Parker grain cart right here. Take it over there because I got a full over on the backside, so I couldn't bring it over. I mean, I guess I could, but I just figured, you know what? We'll just leave it right here, and that way I can, you know, start right back over where I left off at. So I'm gonna go around here, around the outside, and we're back over there. So let me get this thing unloaded. I don't even know where the buttons are for that. Hey, I found it. All right, going. All right, this is good. It's like riding a bike, y'all. It's like riding a bike. As soon as I get this unloaded, then I'm gonna try and maybe finish off this field. I don't know. I mean, I think there's more here than there was on the other one. So looks like we got to figure out how to get the grain cart emptied into a trailer or straight into the silo. I'm thinking the grain cart or the trailer maybe. Y'all, I got so close. I mean, like so close. We had just a little bit. Oh, that's a tough fence, a real tough fence. But I got a whole nother hopper full here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get every bit of this into the trailer. So as soon as they're done, or as soon as I'm done unloading it here, I'm going to get this trailer out of the way. And then I'm going to get just a very, very small little strip. We'll be good to go. And then figuring out how to use this trailer. All right, so now I got to get all of this grain that's in here into there and then into there because I've still got some in the harvester as well. So this is gonna be fun. Let's go see if we can get this thing figured out over here. All right, so I got the truck opened up. Now let's see if I can hit the right combination here. All right, yeah, I got it. All right, cool. So that auger arm is coming out too. Now do I back up or do I drive around? I'm gonna try and back up. Let's see how good my skills are here. No, that's definitely not gonna do. Oh, it's trying to go in the thing. What button? I don't know what button I was in there. So let's go ahead and get over top of this. I want to put it into the truck. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, I got it. Now, get this unloaded into the trailer. Get the rest of that. Then how do I get 2 vehicles down to the other field? Oh man, this is so scary right here. These tires are just about as wide as what I've got room. All right, cool. All right, so I think I've got it figured out. I've got a cousin that lives on another farm here in the area. My grandpa had a brother and they had separate farms. So what I'm gonna be able to do is have him come over and drive the grain truck for me, or the grain cart and tractor for me down here, hang out for a little bit, help me out, and then I gotta go do some work for him. All right, so I've been down here a couple minutes waiting. He finally made it over, and let's see how good of a grain cart operator he is. Is he gonna be able to pull up right here next to it? Man, he is flying. God, you good? All right, there we go. All right, so he's trying to minimize the compaction. I think he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna get it though. Let's see. Well, he finally got it positioned right, and he decided he was gonna have to take off and go take care of something over on his farm too. It's actually like kind of right through those trees, so he was able to walk or run over there all right. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know why he felt like he had to take off again. Maybe he's gonna go bring me a vehicle. I don't know what's gonna happen. He's a little bit of a, I don't want to say like a hermit, like keeps to himself, but he kind of keeps to himself, right? Fortunately, it's blood, so we trust him. But yeah, just right through there. That's where he ran. Next to that big tree. All right, so hopper number 2 down here, completely full. Now it's not all gonna fit in here, so that's the question. How in the world am I going to get back down to the farm? Oh, brakes! Oh goodness. All right, so how am I gonna get back down to the farm? All right, it's a lot longer walk than you think it is because you kind of got to go around the creek. You can't go on the main roadway. What I've got is a full grain cart here. I'm going to go and dump that into my semi. And then I got to figure out exactly how I can get the semi dumped into that silo. It's a trick. I've never done it before. Sweet. I got it figured out. So we're putting all of the grain, all this wheat here into the silo. I'm going to get this thing emptied and get over there and get the rest of that. All right. I got this. All right, so we got that done, and I think I've got close to like 52,000 liters in this silo. No idea how much it holds, but I think we're gonna be okay. We should be. Now, I'm gonna use this baler, get out there and make some bales. Taking over the farm from your granddad isn't the easiest thing to do. Today, I'm gonna be doing a lot of bale work. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? So now that I've got all my grain over in the silo, I gotta go ahead and get this straw off the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and back up to my New Holland BB980 right here. Now, I've never used one of these. This is like a Heston baler. I don't know, something really, really big bales is what Granddad said this thing makes. It's a baler, but then it's also this like stacking thing. Like, I don't know exactly how it works. I'm just gonna have to figure it out on the run, but this thing is massive, y'all. I like the design on it. Really, really cool. But let's go and hop back in here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Turn it on. Sweet, making noises. All right, let's go ahead and go here. See how fast can we get going. Oh, about 10 miles an hour. That's good. It appears like I'm gonna go directly over top of the straw, or maybe come back a couple times. Oh, it's making noises, y'all. It is making noises. I think these things are just gonna fall right off the back. Now that isn't supposed to be the way that it works. All right, so I finally figured it out. The book explains it very well. You actually have to unfold the thing and turn the sensors on, and it's gonna work. So that's what I'm doing now. I think I've got it. I got one on each side and get one getting ready to go right here in the middle. Then we're gonna see exactly what this thing does. I don't know. Let me read this manual again. Y'all, I am making a mess of this. It says that I could just toggle the switch right here, and then, all right, there we go. All right, so I got one, I got two. Hopefully, number 3 is gonna be coming in right here. I am missing so much straw. All right, hopefully number 3 goes right where it's supposed to, and then there's a button up here I can press. Do that. Now unload. Oh, it kicked them off. That was cool. That was cool. All right, I think I finally got it figured out. All right, so this is the way it's supposed to work. I've got 3 out here. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Tip it, and then we're just gonna go hit the button, and yes, the things, it shot them out. All right, so sweet. I've got that. Now, another thing that I did is I went in and changed the bale size. So I stopped it, kind of calibrated, programmed the thing here, and now I should be making a little bit bigger bales. I got this one more spot here to clean up, and then we're gonna be going back to that other field way back there where there is a ton of straw, guys. Yeah, I wasn't wrong. There is quite a bit of straw out here. As you can see, I've got quite a few of the different piles out here. This thing it's working great. It really is. I just wasn't quite hitting the button in time a few times, and kind of threw the bales kind of all over the place, like back there. Wow, this thing is in better shape than they said that it was. This is a 2135 right here, the Field Boss by White Farm Equipment. All right, let's see if I can still remember how to do this. So what I need to do is go ahead and get 2 different bales here on the ends, and then we're gonna go ahead and take it over and put it on that trailer right there. Try and figure out a way that I could go ahead and get them all stacked nice and neatly, because we've got quite a few that we're gonna have to put on here. Let's see if I can get this positioned. There we go. All right, now I do have the weight on the back, so this is gonna help out a bit with some tipping and different things. Oh, and I am way too far. Here, get that drone out. Help me out here. These are some massive bales here. All right, so set it down. Start backing up. And I guess for the most part, okay. Maybe. If I can't persuade this over just a little bit more. I mean, that looks good for the first bales. That it's been decades. Literally decades since I've done anything like that before. I think that works. Well, it isn't the most beautiful stack job, but I got it done. Yeah, I ended up having to put the dovetail down here on the back, put the tractor up there to get those few stacked up there. Now let's see if I can just get out of the property here without rolling this thing over. I mean, it is not pretty, y'all, but it is gonna have to do. We are taking this over to the livestock area. I don't have any need for it right Now, all this, some of it I'm going to keep maybe for another thing that I got going on up at the main farm. But for the most part, I don't need a whole lot of this. So we're going to go ahead and take it over there and try and make some money. That way, maybe I could start figuring out what I'm going to do here to get some better, bigger equipment. I don't know. Ooh, I made it. I made it. Oh man, I gotta hurry. I just made like $19,500 on that straw that we had on here. Y'all, there is a lot more over there still on the farm, so I'm gonna go pick it up. Maybe we could pull like 35,000 out of today. I mean, that would be sweet, right? 35,000 just off the straw. And I really don't want to have to walk all the way back here, but I don't want to have to take the truck either. I'm thinking I need to hire somebody just to drive equipment around for me so that it's where I need it when I'm ready to use it. So these here are just a little bit smaller. I'm going to go ahead and load up the last one right here. All right, go. All right, there we go. And back up now. All right, sweet. Y'all, we ended up making about 33,000 on all of that straw. That is insane. That is insane. First day here on the farm. What are you doing, car? First day here on the farm, and we're making that kind of money. I cannot wait to see what we are going to be able to get with all of these funds. And now it's time to do a little plowing. We got seeds to put in the ground. You know, I've been thinking, and I don't think I want to actually start plowing yet. The reason, because I've got a lot of grass around here that I really think I could get one cut off of, and we could probably make quite a few hay bales. I think I've got a tedder, I've got a windrow, I got a mower. Oh yeah, it's right in here. Let me show you. This is actually some pretty cool old equipment that I know very, very well how to use. Yes, this is the Case 1070, the Agri King. It had a flat tire. I fixed it though, so we're good to go. We use just a regular side mower thing right here, and then the tedder, and then the windrower. I should be able to get this done pretty quick here by myself. Probably gonna go around most of the property, and then I'll be able to, once I get that done, I'll come back and plow. And that way I can make the fields just a little bit bigger while I'm doing it right now. And I'm getting this one cut off here and not wasting the grass, because I made some pretty good money on the straw, and I think I can make really good money on the hay too. I gotta be super careful over here by this water, because I do not want to end up in this drink in a tractor with no cab on it. This is sketchy, y'all. Super sketchy. Hopefully Granddad didn't put the nitrous on this tractor also. You know, that doesn't look too bad. But that's only one field. I've got a lot more. Yep. Even near the water tower here, every little bit of grass is gonna matter. So I've got this bigger section over here now, and I can't wait to get this going. You know, I might maybe wait, because really all I need to do is just get around that so I can expand that field out. You know what? I might be done. Go grab that windrow. You know, I don't know why I said windrow. I meant tedder, and that's exactly what I picked up here. So now we're turning all of this regular grass into hay. So then I can come along here and use the windrow, make windrows, and then make bales. And then we can sell the bales as hay, because that's going to make a lot of money. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as much straw. Kind of hoping, but I don't know. And the reason I'm waiting on the other field is because I don't need to put anything in that field right now to double crop. I've got some time still on the calendar available to be able to get that crop off, and then we'll go ahead and figure out what the game plan is for next season. But in this one, I need to go ahead and get barley in the ground. So I want to go ahead and get all of this picked up and then make the field as big as I can. That way I can maximize the amount of space that I have over here, so I can get that much more potential yield out of this ground. Now, I think another thing that I'm gonna have to do is try and clean up all this junk here around the farm. Now, it's kind of been I don't want to say like a tradition, but like common practice to just kind of do that here in this area. And I kind of feel like I need to be a little bit more tidy, right? Get the stuff out of here, make the money on it when I can. A couple different spots here on the property that I could definitely clean up, and maybe that's another good way for me to be able to make just a little bit more money here from some of that scrap that is just really taking up. I don't, I don't know if usable space, but definitely it's just an eyesore. I mean, I want this place to look really nice. I mean, look at it. I mean, just everything's kind of setting out here. I mean, I get it. It's a highway, but it ought to look a little bit nicer. It should. Just one more area left. Let's see if I can get through here without flooding out the tractor. All right. Didn't even get my boots wet. Perfect. All right. Let's put this down and get started right here. The last little bit. And then I'll be able to get that windrow out. It is definitely trickier than I remember to keep this thing off of the obstacles out on the right-hand side. I've gotten hung up on this fence twice already, and I tried to get it wrapped around a tree as well. But I think I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna make a good little swing here. Hopefully, I'm gonna miss the. No, see, I hit that too, and then when I hit it, I kind of get bogged down really bad. All right, keep going, keep going. All right, cool. Now we're back around to where I started. Oh man, this is definitely a different experience than what I remember. It seemed so much easier when I was a kid, much younger doing this. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was just riding on somebody's lap while doing it. I, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's I know that I got to pay for the equipment if I hit something and break it. Maybe that's what it is. You know, I've been thinking I should probably go ahead and put in a couple bridges here. That way, if the water is a little bit higher, I'm not really having to worry about flooding out a piece of equipment. And now it's time to get lunch. I gotta go up to the shop, in town. They say that they've got a baler that I might be interested in. So I'm gonna run up there and see what they got. I gotta go in town anyway to get some food. So it's not like it's a wasted trip. It's lunchtime. Let's go see what they have. Well, y'all, I am the proud new owner of a Big Baler 1920 by New Holland and this Anderson right here. What is this one? The TSR 3450. So it holds 14 bales and they slide off the back. They don't get stacked high. I don't have equipment to be able to go that high. So we're just gonna throw them off the back here. And it's a straight up trade. So apparently the guy that had these doesn't really like it. He wants bigger bales and he wants my old Heston. Apparently he's got another Heston over there. So we're going to trade him that New Holland Heston for this New Holland Big Baler 1290, because that way I can use this collector here. There's just small enough to go on here and I don't have to do it by hand and I can save a little bit of time. So that's going to be really, really important because I think we're probably going to start getting into a little bit more of a, I don't want to say like animal food production around here, but we're definitely going to be doing a little bit more straw and a little bit more hay here in the future. Well, there goes the old New Holland Heston baler right there. I was able to get a hold of a guy up at the diner that I was eating at. Man, that guy is flying. And he said he was looking for some work. So I'm going to put him to the test. I got a few jobs around here that I definitely need help taking care of. First thing I got to do is start making these hay bales, though. This is going to be a little bit getting used to, but I think it's going to work out perfect. So hopefully I get at least done by the time he's back. We're ready to start picking up the bales, and then I can start making this field bigger. All right, I think I got this thing working. All right, get it all dialed in and tuned in here. Working really, really good. So I've got just this little bit left. Let's go ahead and cross the water here. Yeah, wash off the tires. Then we're going to go ahead and fire it up, and we are good to go. So I don't know exactly how many I'm going to get, but I don't have to worry about that until I get the bale collector back. And I don't even know if he's made it yet. He said he was having some problems finding the location or being able to pull in there. I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully this guy is a good worker and I didn't just have my truck and trailer taken. Well, the good news is I got everything done here. All the bales are made. Just waiting on him to get back. He found the place. He's on his way. Should be here in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get this bad boy stored somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to store it at. I think over there where the other one was at. It seems like a really good spot for all this equipment. And then it should be here. And I will go ahead and get going, picking them up, and probably wait to deliver. I'm not in a big hurry right now. We got a decent amount of money going right now. Good cash flow. So probably going to hold on until a little bit better time maybe to sell, or if somebody needs something, we'll do it. All right, let's see if we can do this. 14 bales is the most that I can get in there. I'm going to try not to hit the fence. All right, there we go. Got that one. Now let's try and square this one up just a little bit better. All right, perfect. Oh, yeah, oh, close. All right, as you can see, I've got that worker out here actually helping mulch this field, because he asked me if I was planning on mulching anything. And I said, well, I hadn't really thought about it. Didn't kind of think about that I needed to do it. He said, well, it could help me put a little bit more residual back down into the ground. I was like, well, that's a pretty good idea. So he's over there running that for me. And as soon as I get done with this, we're going to park it, hop on that plow, and get started on the field. Now it's time to get started doing some plowing. Y'all, it has been a busy afternoon here. I've got the worker over there doing some mulching now down here on this third field that we got. We're going to be putting barley in this one as well. The reason it's been busy is because I got another worker, y'all. And I've been doing a little bit of plowing. As you can see, we went ahead and extended this field out quite a bit right here. I'm going to finish going through the rest of this because I figure, I got the plow out. I might as well go ahead and get all of this going too. I'm waiting on the worker to show up, and then they're going to hop in the white here and start putting some barley in this field. Actually, go ahead and scratch that. The old boy showed up. So we went ahead and put him there in the white. He's got the seeder going pretty good. Got barley in it right now. We got a little bit of solid fertilizer in it there as well, so should be able to save us a little bit of time not having to put down another step of fertilizer right away. We have to come back here in the spring, maybe do a little bit of touch-up fertilizer, but I'm just gonna let him keep doing that there. We got the other worker down in the other field, all the way down at the other. So guys, I've got 2 workers now. Can I keep up? I mean, that's the goal, is to get done with this field and then run over to the other one right over there, expand it out just a little bit too, get it all taken care of, plowed up, and then I will get down to the third one. I mean, I may not even get to plow that one if this guy is doing such a fast job here. We'll see. I don't know. I might be able to start saving some time here if I just start going back and forth and not overlapping as much as I am right now. Well, I got that field done, and he took a little bit longer than I think he wanted to. He's having problems with the rocks. The rocks are kind of getting stuck in places they shouldn't be over there on that planter. We probably should have picked the rocks, but you know what? I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to get this in the ground like today, or the insurance isn't going to be able to be approved because it's too late. So that's the issue that I've got to get with the barley here. I got to get it in the ground absolutely today, so we might be pulling an all-nighter. We got that entire field there done, and put the tractor right there by the creek because I gotta go get some seeds and fertilizer. The worker that's putting the seeds in the ground, the barley for us, said, hey boss, I'm getting ready to run out. So me and the other worker are gonna run here into town and see if we can't find some seeds. I don't have any contract or anything like that written up with anybody, so I'm hoping that I can go up here and find some, and then we'll be back. I mean, I really hope I could find some barley. Well, we found some, but I don't have a way to get this up in there. It's a big bag, right? So I literally don't have a way. So I'm hoping that the worker, he went over to a former employer of his. Hopefully he's still on good terms with him. He said he thinks he's got a front lifter that we can go ahead and hook up here and get this put up into this. I mean, we don't have to lift it very far, just just a little bit. This auger unfolds out and we can put it in there and then it'll dump in there. I'm gonna go and pick up a little bit of fertilizer too, but I'm just waiting on him to get back. I don't know if you could tell, but we got it all in here. Yes, 8,000 liters total, 4,000 of seeds and 4,000 of fertilizer. And this auger thing right here, yeah, it doesn't do what I thought. It just spins out. So we had to lift it way up high. Fortunately, it worked. But now the front end of the truck is way high. I mean, this is safe, right? I mean, I am definitely gonna have to invest in a little bit more heavy duty truck. All right, let's see if I can hit this gap right here. I mean, it's gnarly, guys. I barely got the fertilizer in there. Let's see if I can do it here with the seeds. And all right, we're good. All right, gotta watch it. All right, stop. Woo. Okay, he's full. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just turn off the truck here. I'm gonna hop in that thing and I'm gonna go get started down on the other, because he's actually just about done. If he's not having any problems with the rocks, he is making some serious progress here. So I don't know where he went. Maybe he's hungry. So I hate to admit this, but I left the camera back in the truck. I got all the way down here and I'm like, all right, let's put this thing in. I don't have it. So the worker over there, he's a hero, brought it down for me. I am good to go now. So I'm hoping that we can get this done by dinner time. I mean, I don't think we're gonna have to pull an all-nighter anymore. I mean, he's making really good progress. He's got that thing dialed in, got it figured out. So we're just gonna let him keep rocking and rolling, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep putting, this plow in the ground and making this as big as I can, because he's going to be doing some headlands here and then going back and forth, and I got to try and stay ahead of him, because if I can't, he can't put anything in the ground because it's not a direct drill. So the ground has to be worked before he can do anything at all. So I'm hoping I can get back around there before he does. If not, he's going to get just a little bit of a break, but I should have enough here. I might have to do one more row around. And I make a pretty good time here. I don't think we're gonna have a problem getting this done. Like I said, unless he runs into a problem again, getting that thing clogged up or something like that. I think other than that, we are definitely gonna be fine. So the biggest thing I gotta do now is just make sure that I don't run over the crop and compact the soil too much, because that's kind of the point of this, right? Is to break it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep going here. I mean, I've got to figure out something to do about these rocks. I mean, I'm going to be doing this on the other fields too, I think, because especially after the corn, we're definitely going to have to plow that field after the corn. I got the entire field plowed, and now I'm heading back to pick up the seed tender, because he is just about out of seeds again. So I'm going to head down here, and hopefully I can get the truck across the water crossings. I don't know. I might have to get the tractor for this one. All right. So the good news is I can get across with the tractor. The bad news is I can't get the arm here to go in. The connections isn't working, and it's going to hang out. So I got to be very careful when I'm over here by these trees, not to get this thing hung up in them and bended so that I can't get done. I mean, we are 3:30 now, so I really do believe that we are still going to be able to get done by dinner time. I can't break any equipment. All right, he is good to go. I hope he puts that flap down so none of the seeds come flying out. I'm going to go ahead and park over here and kind of take a look around some of the scrap that we've got here, trying to figure out if I can come up with a plan to be able to get all this scrap out of here, because a little bit of money sitting there. I mean, I don't know of anybody that's gonna want an old truck here, or tractor, or a harvester, but some good scrap metal. We got it done, and it's only what, like 4 o'clock. Yeah, I think it's time to get back to the house and do a little bit more mowing, because I don't really have anything else left to do today, but I definitely want to go and get all of that grass cut if I can, and then that way I can start making hay while these crops are drying down, ready for me to harvest. I've been busy, y'all. I went ahead and got all of this cut the other night, and I went ahead and tented it, and now I've windrowed it. So I've got a lot of hay here that I got to go ahead and pick up. I went all around the property, got as much of it done as I could. But that's not the only thing I'm going to be baling today, because apparently Granddad somehow was able to get soybean straw out of this harvester. I'm not sure exactly how he did it, but I've got a worker on their way. I've already got the machine dialed in. It's good to go. It's calibrated. All the sensors and everything are good for the soybeans here. We're going to know exactly how much yield we get off of this. As you can see, there's a little bit of weeds in here as well. I probably should have came out here and sprayed one time, a little bit of herbicide, but it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. We're going to get through the winter here and really be on a lot better trajectory to have a lot better yield next fall with this. But soybean straw, I didn't know this was a thing, but I've got to worry about all of this hay first. I'm going to go ahead and try and clean up this area here so that the workers have a little bit more room to work around the field. I got a worker in that right there. He's supposed to be going around whenever the harvester lets him know that he's at 85%. He's supposed to go around and collect the grain out of the hopper, and then he's going to empty it off in the truck. So I think in a little while, I'm going to have to go and position the truck in a little bit better spot for him. That way he's not having to make a whole lot of trips over there by all the other equipment and everything we got going on over there. But yeah, this is exciting, guys. It's October. It's the final push here on the harvest. I've got all of these soybeans we got to get off the ground, and then I've got a bunch of corn, and I mean a bunch of corn. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room to store everything. I might have to lease some space at the a central grain storage if that exists around here. I don't know. I got to make some calls and see if I could actually put some grain in anywhere. If not, I may just have to sell it, unfortunately. Whichever one of these crops is gonna bring me the best price right now, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do, and then I can wait and whatever I've got space for, then I'll get rid of the rest of it. Then I don't know. It's a very interesting circumstance here, because I think there is a lot of corn over there in that, and we don't have a very big silo at all. Y'all, check this out. My workers are actually working together here. This is sweet. I have no idea how well this is going to work out. We did not train on this at all. Is it going to happen? So after a couple tries, we got it. I asked the worker to go do something else for me. I hopped in there and pulled it forward. He's a little bit nervous about getting that close to the header, which I totally understand. Totally understand. That worker, they're good. They are absolutely perfect. I'm gonna work with this guy though. Hopefully he can get it figured out. So it looks like my worker has made it around for the third time here. Hopefully they're gonna need to unload it here one more trip around, and then we will be good to go there on the soybeans for the second unload. I still don't know why my worker was very, very hesitant on, picking up out of the harvester. Maybe they're not used to that wide of a header. I don't know, but I think we got about 20 bales that I made here. So I'm gonna go and turn this thing off, not completely, just the baling portion of it. I'm gonna go ahead and unload here too. All right, cool. So now I need to go right over here, and it looks like just about the same time that I'm getting wrapped up here, I've got my workers going over to unload into the trailer, and then we'll see exactly how much we have in there. I'm thinking I'm going to be able to fit more than one grain cart in there and then be able to get good to go. So it's probably going to be like about the whole field, but I'm going to worry about that once I get done with this right here, because then I'm going to go over there and start collecting all of that straw that's over there on the ground, because it's an interesting crop to me. I've never had to worry about collecting it, baling it, whatever, selling it. So maybe I'll get a good price. And now we are collecting this. I got everything switched over. We are good to go. All the hay bales are kind of scattered around it still. What I'm going to do is try and make myself a little bit of room here. And then I got to figure out exactly how I'm going to be collecting these bales, because my bale trailer is full right now of hay, and I've got enough hay here in these other areas to get a whole nother load. You know, maybe I'm just gonna go ahead and take it over to the sell point because I don't have anywhere to store these bales. But y'all, I believe the combine is done. You got a couple little stalks right there. We always figured out a way to do that. Got the other worker here. Hopefully gonna empty this out and then we'll take it over, put it in the grain truck and it'd be good to go. And I don't think that's gonna work. All right, they got it sorted. They're gonna run over there and put it into the grain cart for me. I'm gonna take this harvester here, keep baling, get down there to the other end, and then probably run the truck up to the silo. But there's something else I gotta show you guys. I got it. I think that's all gonna fit in there. I don't think we're gonna have a problem at all getting that to fit. I think it's gonna be like perfect. But it's not the best yield off this field. I can tell you that right now. The weeds really hurt. I don't think there was a lot of fertilizer. Y'all, almost 39,000 liters of soybeans here. This is gonna be a pretty good payout. The good thing is, you know, by only putting maybe 40,000 in here, I think I've got about 52,000 liters already in here. So I'm not quite to 100 yet. 100K here in this silo. I know it doesn't seem like it's gonna hold a lot, but it definitely does. It definitely does. So we should have enough room for quite a bit of corn in here. And then, I mean, whatever extra we have, maybe I'll just gonna take it and sell it directly over to popcorn factory, maybe. So I'm not real sure why the worker decided that he needed to make a little patch over there, but I'm here now to unload. I got the other workers. They are getting us some lunch because it's about that time, and I don't know how much longer it's gonna take me to get everything baled over there and then start picking stuff up. I mean, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with the bales that are on the trailer right now. I really have no idea, and I knew that I needed to go ahead and get this field going because, guys, we got some rain moving in that I got to get this stuff done before the rain hits. I absolutely have to. I can't let these bales get wet. I got to get this corn out. Yeah, I know it's going to dry down. It's not going to get wet, and it's going to stay dry, right, for the most part, but I need to get it done because I do not want this to go any longer than it needs to be. These workers are not cheap, and I only need them here today because I don't have a whole lot of extra money right now to be able to pay them. We got to get some more upgrades going. So he's going to do his thing. I'm going to go do my thing. And now I'm headed into town to find our two workers that went to go get lunch. Guys, I still haven't eaten. It's 12 o'clock now, and I got a full load here. I went ahead and picked up some of the bales. We got the one worker out there on the harvester. He's got the grain cart. He's got the truck. Hopefully he can just drive over there and dump off whenever he needs to. And hopefully I'll be back. Hopefully the workers will be back. I don't know. We gotta make movement. It's 12 o'clock. I don't know when this rain's rolling in, but I'm getting nervous. Well, y'all, all of the workers made it back. I don't know what town they went to, but they didn't go to Alma to get food. That's where I'm headed, though. I've got a mixed load here of bales, 14 of them, 8 hay, and 6 straw. So this is, and it's not normal straw. This is the soybean straw. So I don't know what kind of price we're going to get out of this. I've been making a little bit over 19,000 on the other trips of the hay. I mean, yes, there's a ton of hay here in these bales. It's not like your little $5 ones you find at the grocery store or the fruit stand. I mean, these things are some massive bales here. So we're making really good money so far. Like I said, I've already taken 2 full loads, so that's about what, $38,000 that I've made. I've got this load here, and I've probably got at least 1, maybe 2 more of straw. Could we make $100,000 just on bales today? Making pretty good headway. We've only got just a couple more areas here. I'm on the last load of bales. I've got 14 on here. Was able to get it. The entire field is now empty. I do have a few stragglers that are over by where I keep all the buildings, everything over there. So I might go ahead and load up the drop deck, the gooseneck with those 4 bales and just go and get them off the farm, right? We've got the white that we could hook that with, and then I could run over with the truck. That way just everything is completely off the property, and then we can go ahead and start fresh. You can see that we're at almost 113,000 right now. I'm hoping to get about another 18,000 for this, which is going to put me right about 130. So not quite 100,000 off of the bales, but looking like about 90. I've taken over in the grain cart now because I've got the other worker over there doing some mulching onto that field. I want to go ahead and get it plowed up. I'm thinking about putting some grass in there, so maybe next spring I can use that as a little bit of fertilizer. I'm going to be expanding that whole area out. So I'm thinking about go ahead and, like I said, just get some fertilizer or get some grass, use it as fertilizer, and then it's just a little bit less than I have to spend, and it doesn't get eroded this fall. So we're just about done here, putting the last little bit of corn. I've got just a small little section down there that the worker is harvesting right now, and then we are going to be completely done. I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to fit everything they've got there in their hopper, and then we'll get it over here. And I've got all the bales. I decided not to take those other ones. I don't know. I might do something with those a little bit later, decoration or something. But yeah, we are wrapping up today here really, really soon, and the rain is held off. In total, almost 140,000 liters of corn. I didn't get anywhere near that 400,000 liter capacity there. Let's see, what can I do next? Oh yeah, I'll put some lime on the field too. So I came down here to the store to fill up the 4540 here with lime, and the gentleman on the inside actually asked what my prescription was for the lime. I told him, I don't know, what are you talking about? He said, well, if you've done your soil samples, I could help you out. Yo, I didn't know I could take soil samples. So I got to run back over to the farm and figure out how in the world I could do that. And I wonder why in the world they went ahead and took the stickers off that truck there. Maybe they got a new piece of equipment coming in. You know what? That might be a really good farm truck. I actually just sold the other one, so I need something fast. I was going to get something a little bit newer. Yeah, maybe I'll just go with that. So I got back to the house, made a couple phone calls, and the person that actually can do this for me said they could squeeze me in tomorrow. So went ahead, had the worker finish off the regular field here, and I'm going to go around and cut in a little bit more because he said that he needs the whole field done. Like cultivated ground or plow ground is the best to take these samples in. So I've got to get this knocked out tonight. The other field over there, since it was already in a harvested state, he can go ahead and do that one as well. I don't plan on doing any extra, shaping the field or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done and then give him a ring, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have some samples. I don't know how he did it, but he got those samples taken and returned in a hurry. I got my prescription and we are good to go. Putting down some lime here if I can actually get over on the edges. And then, I mean, it's a great day. It's a great day. I can actually start putting some grass here in this field. We're going to put some wheat over in the other because I realized that I need another, I don't know, kind of a cash crop, some bales, things like that. It's going to be a ton of bales over there, but I think we're going to be okay. Trust me, I've got a plan on how we're going to be able to store these a little bit better so we don't have to sell them at a super low price. Speaking of selling, guys, it's November now, so I've only got a couple more months until I can sell all of the rest of the grain that we've got there in the silo. Around December, January, I think, probably about the time that all the snow's on the ground, is whenever we're going to be able to make a lot of money over there on all of that product, and then we could really start investing here into this farm. I've got a little bit over $100,000 now. There is a couple pieces of equipment that I want to get that's hopefully gonna help improve the efficiency of the farm. I've even got my eye on a couple pieces of property. Yes, I want to expand already because, like I said, it's not just the best, but the biggest farm that I could make here, honoring my granddad. He had big plans. He did, and I do too. So I've got the other worker over here plowing this field. We went ahead and got the samples out of it, and it's time to go ahead and get this tilled up because I don't have a direct drill. So I'm heading up to get another load of lime here because it did not go very far at all. I'm going to be making a lot of trips into town today, so this might take quite a while. Hopefully they're going to be able to get this done, and then when they do, I can have them go over there because I only plan on having one worker today. I don't think I'm going to have a need for two, but maybe I should give him a call. Well, I got done with this field right here, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. I missed one little spot out there, but I'm not too worried about it. I don't want to put any extra lime down. We'll grab that the next time. But I'm waiting on the worker over there to get a little bit more done and then kind of touch up the outsides a little bit more before I start putting lime down. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start putting grass seed in this field. The problem is Granddad didn't have very much grass seed at all. So I got to use something to go fill up the seed tender. The good thing is though that since I know what the soil type is here and everything like that, I'm going to know how much fertilizer to put down. I shouldn't have to come back with any more fertilizer at all after this initial pass, maybe. I think that's going to be a good thing. Even though I'm just going to use this for fertilizer, I still want it to grow really, really big. So I've got to go figure out a truck to be able to haul that seed tender around. Well, I was able to get run into town and I actually found a truck for sale. Yeah, it was over at a different dealership in town, and this thing is actually pretty sweet, guys. It used to be a service truck for a local Kubota dealership, like not in Alma, but local-ish, right? So I got a really good deal on it. Under 20,000 is what I paid for this thing. So this is going to be absolutely perfect for hauling this thing around. I might even be able to use it for the fifth wheel, the low boy that I've got over there too. So it opens up all kinds of possibilities. But now I've got to get this seeder filled up, and then I can get the worker on that. The plowing is now complete, and it's time for me to go ahead and start working on that massive field, putting lime down. Guys, it's going to take quite a while. It's only 10 o'clock, so I'm figuring it's going to take me until at least lunchtime probably, because I got to run back and forth quite a few times, fill it up. I'm going to go ahead and get this plow put away here, and I've been thinking, I know I just spent a bunch of money on the truck, but I've been thinking I've got an opportunity in the back part of my property to make some really, really good money. Granddad mentioned this to me, and I hadn't really thought about it until just now, because I'm like, man, I'm spending a lot of money. How am I going to make some money back? Yeah, I know I got crops to sell, but there's another opportunity that I've got back there that I really think I'm going to go ahead and probably start working on here in the spring, but I got to get some things in order first, and then we'll be good to go then. But let's go get that lime in the field. Well, y'all, I got all of the lime put in the other field over there. It took a little bit less time than I thought it was going to, but now I've got to help this worker here finish up getting all of this seeded. And guys, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to get everything in the ground, all the wheat over there before the deadline, right? I've got a deadline of tonight so that I could still get this thing claimed on insurance if anything were to happen. So I don't know. I may have to go try and find another seeder, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I got them taken care of, and they are going to get back to work here. And I think I'm going to run in town and see if I can't find another seeder. Now, I have no idea what I'm going to get. Do I get something just kind of cheap that just gets me through? Or do I try and upgrade a little bit? I do have $71,000, but if I spend all this, what happens when I need some seeds? So I don't know. I'm in a tough spot right now. Maybe I've got to take a little bit of a loan out. Yeah, I know you guys haven't seen this piece of equipment, and you're probably not going to see me use it here on the farm. I'm actually taking it up to the store right now. Gonna sell this. I'm trying to get every little dollar amount that I can into the bank because, guys, I've got a lead on a bigger seeder. I think I've got a tractor that's big enough to use it, but I need to go check it out first to make sure that we've got the horsepower requirement that we need. It's a little bit different piece of equipment than what I think typically you'd see kind of in this area. I don't know. It's a good piece. It is. I've seen some really good reviews on it. So hopefully it's in good shape and I can get a really, really good deal on it. So hopefully here after I grab some lunch, I'm going to go check this thing out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be able to get a brand new, well, not brand new, but new to me seeder. And we're going to be taking care of putting wheat in that field right there. So I know it's not exactly the one that you were thinking, and I'm going to be honest, it's not the one that I was thinking I was going to get either. Another one is a little bit more pricey. I mean, I spent a pretty good penny on this one right here, but we also had to get a little bit more seed and fertilizer to fill these tanks up right here, guys. This is an air cart. It's awesome. I'm probably gonna end up loving this thing, but it's man, it's not cheap. Not cheap at all. I've only got about $16,500 left. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and get it out here in the field. A little bit after 1 o'clock now. I'm gonna get this entire field planted with wheat. And the worker went to go grab some lunch. So I don't know where they're at. And y'all, I gotta figure out something about these rocks. I don't know 100% what I'm gonna do yet. Probably gonna have to be something once I'm ready to plant this again with a real crop in the spring. I mean, this field is gonna be used for our grass, right? We're gonna get grass, one cut off this, gonna make some bales, gonna make hay, something like that. I don't know, maybe some silage, maybe. I heard that's a thing around here too. But we're definitely gonna be doing something with it. But first thing I gotta do, get this thing in the field and get it set up for the worker, and then we're gonna be good. I've got another opportunity that I didn't tell you guys about yet, but it involves that building right there. And I love driving this old tractor. I had to go pick up the fork attachment here that we've got for this little JCB right here. It'll fit on either one of these right here. Here, let me go and turn this off, and I'm gonna go and hop out here, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly why I need this. It's for the pigs. I didn't say it, but yeah, we've got some pigs. Granddad loved his pigs. He likes bacon, pork steaks, all that kind of good stuff. If you don't know what pork steaks are, trust me, do a search, figure out what pork steaks are, and go to your local place that you get meat and see if they could make you some pork steaks. You're not going to be disappointed at all. We're going to have some once these guys are big enough, and we're going to have plenty of bacon. So I got to get them food, though. We're running out. Granddad had a little bit in here stashed away. I'm down to very, very little. So I need to go and get them some food. That's what we're going to do here with the JCB. Got a tele-truck thing, I think. A teleskid is what it is. It's got a really interesting arm on it off to the side, so I can get up really high places. Don't necessarily need that right now, I don't think. But we're going to put the forks up here, strap it all down, go into town, pick up some boxes of pig food. It's not that expensive. I've got plenty of money, and trust me, it's going to be worth it when I get all this bacon. Hey, the old boy seems to be doing pretty good up there. I think we might just get this done after all. So as long as I don't drive too fast or lift this thing too high, I think I'm going to be all right. I think I'm going to need to get a different piece of equipment, a little bit heavier here in the back. What I'm doing is I'm going to take this in here and I'm going to dump it into this area, and we're going to go ahead and start feeding the pigs. I think I'm just like right down in here. Yeah, that should be good. I'll get it thrown over there here in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get, I think I could probably fit all 8 of them in here, and that should keep me good for a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and start, I don't know, doing a little bit better job of taking care of them, and maybe we'll get some new ones in the spring. I don't know. Bacon seeds. All right, I got the last couple ones right here. Let's go ahead and get them in here too. And let's just go ahead and put them down here on the ground, or I'll just go ahead and feed the pigs with them. And we'll just leave those 2 sitting there right now. Now, let's go check on our worker, because he gave me a call and said he's blocked by something. No idea what's going on. He may have gotten hung up around that. By the time I got down here, he is good to go. Still working on it. Gonna get it done. I got a feeling. I mean, it's not even 2 o'clock yet, so I think we're good. Now, I've got to figure out what to do. I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and clean up all of the equipment here and go ahead and store it, because I'm not going to need this stuff anymore this year. So yeah, everything is going to get a bath here. And then I'm going to go ahead and store it back into the building. And then we're going to be good to go. Got to get all in these nooks and crannies here. Get it all nice and clean. And then we are going to be great. Now this thing is cleaning up really, really well. Yeah, look at that. That is a beautiful tractor once again. Round 1 is complete. They are looking beautiful. I might have to get that out before I get these other 2 out. We're gonna worry about that a little bit later. Now it's time for the truck. And I know the truck isn't the most pretty thing in the world, but we're still gonna clean this thing up as best that I can. Oh, it's got a lot of rust on it. Hopefully I'm not gonna make any holes. I mean, that doesn't look much different. This thing on? just got done filling up the worker here, and I don't think we've got enough in the hoppers there to be able to finish off this field. So I got to go get some more, but I don't even have $8,000. So I think it's time that we load up some bales and go sell those and see if we can't get some good money for them. I don't know. I got to do something. I might have to sell off another piece of equipment. I got them all loaded up, but I found something very interesting over here. I don't remember putting this here. I'm gonna have to call Grandad and see exactly what this is about. It looks like it's a pallet of honey. I don't know. I mean, I haven't gone out there and taken care of the bees. I called Grandad and he said there was actually a guy that comes by, picks it all up, and then stores it there for me. He says usually he puts it in the building inside, but if there's enough for a pallet, he keeps it outside. So the Grandad knew that he was time to sell. Guess the guy doesn't like a cell phone or something. I'm not sure, but he says I need to take it over to the diner. They actually gave him a call last week asking if we had any. I didn't get that message. So that's where I'm going right now, the diner, to drop off the honey. Then we're going to go to the animal dealer and drop off these bales. Hopefully it's enough that I can afford just a little bit more seed and fertilizer. And we should be good until we sell crops here within a couple months. I'm not exactly sure where I should be taking this to. Hopefully there's going to be a sign up here that says diner, because I haven't eaten at this one before. Pizza, I know that place. That's the pizza place. All right. Maybe. Yeah, right here. All right, let's just pull around back and I'll go in and ask where they want it at. That was quick. They said every employee out here to get it. It's a pretty good money though. But that was almost scary. I got the bales unloaded too. And man, that truck is still sitting there. What are they gonna do with it? But now it's time to head back and see how much more fertilizer and seeds we need to finish off the field. It's getting late. It's after 4 o'clock now, and I'm really hoping we don't have to go into the night, but I might have to because I gotta find some product. I don't even know if the store has any. I was able to find it 3,000 liters, and that's it. That's all I got. After that, we're just gonna have to plant the rest of this without any fertilizer. So now I'm just waiting on them to say, hey boss, we are done. The seeds are going fine. I don't have any problem about that. We got plenty there, but the fertilizer, it's taking a lot, y'all. Taking a lot. All right, that's all of it. All 3,000 liters are now in that hopper. Hopefully that's enough. Like I said, if not, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and finish it off without putting any more fertilizer on it, and we'll catch it in the spring. I want to talk about cutting it close. Right about 200 liters of seed and fertilizer left here in the tank. Y'all, we are done. We got it in November. Now it's time to go make some calls and get this grain sold. It's the last day of the month. Yes, December 31st here today, and I'm heading into town to get a new tanker. I'm not buying it. I'm going to lease it, and I'm in a hurry because I really need to get this done because I got to try and sell all my crops here like in January, right? So I've got a day to be able to get all of this processed because I'm going to take my corn over to a dryer and actually dry it down and hopefully get about 50 to 60% more money for it than if I just leave it as regular corn right here. I should have been on this a long time ago. I should have been drying every bit of it down. So I'm not even going to get barely half of it to be able to get this done. But I think corn is like good 2 different times of the year that I could sell it. Like one right now, and then like summertime, they're going to be like looking for popcorn, things like that for the fall. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to go ahead and get this little bit here, make a little bit of money. And then in the summertime, I'll be able to get another little bit of batch of money because people are looking for popcorn. So it's a win-win. Man, this thing is a little bit bigger than I remember. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but I'm heading over now to the propane location, gonna fill up, and then hopefully I've got enough money. I mean, literally less than $11,000 here, y'all. I do not want to have to take a loan out of the bank, but I might have to. So apparently it's a self-service station, and I didn't know how to turn off the valve at 4,000 liters. So I got a full 8,000 liters. That's more than I need, like double it, but it should be enough for all of my crop. So I'm down to under $3,000 now. I might need to give that bank a call. But before I give them a call, I'm going to go ahead and drop off all of this propane right here. Maybe I can get like a core return on this trailer. I don't know. We're going to see. I'm going to pull every trick that I can out of my hat and see if I can actually get any money back. 8,000 liters of propane going into the tank right here. And then I'm going to bring my grain or my corn over to that silo right there and get it drying. And this wind is kind of brutal today. I'm going to go and load up the truck here 2 different times, 2 full loads, a little bit over 80,000 liters. And then that is all that we're going to be able to take over there before they close up for tonight, or they like limit me. I don't know. It's like they said, hey, this is the most you could send over. So I don't know if that's based on time or based on volume, but that's what it is. So I got to get this thing loaded and get over there like now. Got to make sure I keep the tarp on this because I don't want to lose any of it, guys. I mean, I'm thinking that it's going to be like close to $2,500 per 1,000 liters once we get this corn dried down. That's really good money, like really, really good money, because I've got my eyes on, or my eye on a couple new fields. Like I don't think I really need a whole lot of new equipment. I really think I just need some more fields to be able to get more crops harvested next year. A couple ideas, I do. I just don't know exactly how much I'm gonna have, and then also, we got to worry about crop price, or not crop prices, but seed and fertilizer in the spring. Like, do I have enough money to be able to buy the land and get the seeds and the fertilizer to be able to actually get rewarded for that field, right? I mean, because it's gonna take a while to make money back on a field. I'm not gonna lie, right? It takes a while to get your money back. So I don't know. Maybe it's something I maybe only get one field, and then just save the money so that the year after I can get a bigger field. I don't know. I mean, I've had my eye on a couple fields over here, but they are incredibly expensive. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go something a little bit cheaper, a little bit closer to the home base. I mean, there are a couple other fields up here, but getting to them is going to be a little bit tricky because I don't necessarily want to take my equipment, the harvester and things, on this road. It's a pretty busy road at times, and I definitely don't want to cross over the railroad tracks if I don't have to with that equipment, because you never know when something's going to happen. All right, I got to be careful that no one's going to be backing out here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and turn here. That way I don't have to worry about that. Why does that guy not have a coat on? It is cold out here, like legitimately snowing right now. I mean, it's flurries. Probably going to start sticking here really, really soon. I'm going to go ahead and pull in here, unload these, and then we'll have to go pick up load number 2. I'm taking the back way here for round number 2 because the main road is getting a little bit congested, and I don't want to have to deal with any traffic or anything like that over there. I'm taking the back way. Might be a little bit longer, but I should be able to get here still in time for them to be able to take all of this product and then give it back to me in time to be able to get it sold at a good price. Hopefully I don't encounter any problems back here. Whew, that was close. That was close. That was close, guys. I almost rolled this thing over. There's a little bit of a ditch right here, and back here, this road doesn't stay exactly straight, right? It kind of curves a little bit, as you can see, a little bit of an S curve right here in the road, and I was coming through, and yeah, I kind of hit a little bit of a slick spot right here. I guess the wind's howling through here pretty good. I put a little bit of black ice. You can see there's my tracks right there, right off through there into the ditch. I didn't roll it though. Was able to keep it good. I don't know how I didn't. I do not know how I did not go over, but I was able to keep it upright, and we are okay. Yeah, the truck seems okay. It did a quick inspection around it. Seems good. Get this delivered. Just gonna go ahead and take this turn here to avoid all the big mess over there in the middle of town. We go ahead and pull in. Not that one, not that one. This one right here ahead. Gonna pull into here, get it unloaded, and then I'm gonna go home and just stay off the roads because I got a feeling it's gonna be bad. Back at the house, everything tidied up, put away, and I don't know. I'm thinking it might be time to sell one of these cars. I don't really want to get rid of the GNX, but the Monte Carlo, I mean, it's a great piece too. I guess I forgot to close the garage door last night. Don't think I'm gonna be selling these anytime soon, but I've got to get up to the corn dryer, pick up all of that dried corn now because the train's gonna be here around noon, and I've got to get as much as I can on there so that we can make money. Well, it looks like the road crews have cleared the main roads pretty well here. I don't see any problems at all with this road, so I'm gonna go ahead and blast here into town. Hopefully in town is the same, but I don't know. It's probably a different crew there in town than it is here on these main roads. I mean, this is county road, right? And that in there is going to be a local municipality. So I don't know. Hopefully the truck's going to be okay. I mean, I'm giving myself plenty of time here to get this transferred. It's not a very long haul, but man, I hope they got it cleared and I hope they got some salt down. Yeah, I'm starting to see just a little bit more snow on the road here. So I'm going to go and back down the speed a little bit. Hopefully everybody understands and knows how to drive on this stuff. Getting the last little bit of the dry corn put here in the trailer. And then, oh, there it is. I mean, that was quick. I like this thing. I need to get one of these over on the farm. But the good news is I've only got to go right over there. That's it. But there is quite a bit of snow, as you can see. Nice and easy, nice and easy. So I just messed up. This isn't the railroad sell point. The railroad sell point is over there. This is going somewhere else. I don't know. I messed up bad, and now I'm gonna be like 20,000 liters short on my contract. Yay. So now let's go ahead and get this truck over to the real place, and I'm going to make a phone call. All right, so maybe this one is the right one. So they didn't say anything about any prices. That means that it's storage, and I'm good. So I've got about 2.5 hours to be able to get the rest of this corn that I've got drying over here into this silo here, and then we're gonna get it loaded on the truck when it gets here, or the train when it gets here around noon. So I still gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about those 20,000 liters that I sold over there that's not going on the train to that contract. All right, so I've got about 38,000 liters on here. That's the absolute most. I know it's 11:30 now, but I wanted to hang out over there until a lot closer because every liter now is going to make a difference in this contract. I've got 20,000 already in here. This is another 38, which puts me almost at 60. And I had 75 contracted. So I don't know. I might have to send some more a little bit later. I might have to actually process a little bit more, not get as good a price, but just so I can complete this contract. I got my new drone out here, and we're going to go and follow this thing along. And, yeah, took a little bit longer than expected to be able to get that all loaded up, but the train is on its way, and I'm going to get the money once it gets there and certifies how much is actually on the train, then I'll get paid. So it could still be a few hours. I don't know. Let's hope that it's quite a bit of money. I mean, there's like 58,000 liters on there. So I hung out in town a little bit longer than I should have, but I needed to spend some money, y'all. Yeah, I know I got 61,000 up there, but I had a lot more. We made a little bit over $200,000 total on everything today, and I went ahead and bought some new property. And now I'm gonna stop in here and talk to these guys about this truck. And those guys drive a hard bargain, but we reached an agreement I can't use this thing until it gets just a little bit warmer. But trust me, I do have a plan for this. It involves that back portion of the property. You're gonna have to come back next time and see exactly what that is.